As you know, Kelly Sadler, one of my great friends, one of the best people that work in the communications department in the White House, mocked John McCain's brain cancer diagnosis. This reported by the Hill newspaper at an internal meeting yesterday, a day after the Arizona Republican announced his opposition to President Trump's nominee for CIA director, Special Assistant Kelly Sadler, who is one of the most competent, professional, unbelievably responsive, true Trump believer in the White House, in the communications department, an absolute gem. This woman is incredible. She deals with outreach and she handles all of the Trump surrogates across America. And there's nobody that I deal with in there that's better than her. She's just the best. I love her to death. I swear by her. She's our rock, our linchpin, our cornerstone in that White House for the Trump surrogate team that does outreach media on TV or whatnot. And apparently there was an internal meeting and she made an off-the-cuff comment when they were talking about John McCain, and she said, oh, well, it doesn't matter, he's dying. Anyway, so she said this off the cuff in an internal closed-door meeting of communication staff, and it gets leaked. So I defended Sadler's statement and said that she made a crass statement off the cuff that she shouldn't have done. She's apologized to Cindy McCain. I hope that Mrs. McCain takes the apology and moves on. I would certainly expect her to do that because if you've ever met Cindy McCain, as I have, she is a woman of great substance and class, and I'm sure she'll get that all worked out. But here's the other thing. So get this. So you're in a White House meeting of communications people, and it's a closed-door meeting, and somebody makes a meeting in a closed-door session. They make a statement off the cuff they shouldn't have made, and then someone leaks it. Now, I want you to understand what's going on here. And I'm going to spend some time on it because I know you count on me to tell you the truth. I just want you to think this through. You with me? So there's 12 people in this meeting in the White House Communications Department, as I understand it. And it's a closed-door meeting. And it's their communications team in the White House representing President Trump and the administration. The Thursday morning meeting was led by Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was not present. So you immediately eliminate Sanders as the leaker. White House Counselor Kellyanne Conway showed up to the meeting after the remark was made. So you eliminate Kellyanne Conway, who I've told you is not a leaker. A source who heard Sadler's remarks in the closed-door meeting could not confirm her exact wording, but agreed that Sadler made comments along the lines described by the first source. This again reported in The Hill, which does a pretty good job. The Hill newspaper. They don't do fake news. Both sources said they believed the comment was intended as a joke, but that it did not go over well with others at the meeting. Then the source goes on to say, just stay with me. Then the source goes on to say there was, quote, discomfort in the room after Sadler's comment, and the conversation continued without addressing it, according to the second source. Sadler is a former opinion editor of the Washington Times and one of the most competent people in there. Just a great lady. This is a great lady of grace, class, substance, intellect, professionalism, a tireless worker. Now, I want you to just get this. So let's forget the comment and McCain's office and Cindy and all that stuff. Let's just look at this leak. And this is why, if the president doesn't put Corey Lewandowski in this White House, he's going to fail. So you got 12 people in this meeting. And she makes an off-the-cuff, crass comment, of which people sometimes do. You make a mistake. But you're not talking to the press. You're not in an open format. You're in a closed-door staff meeting with 12 people. And so what happens? One of the people leak it to the press. Now, why would they do that? This is not Democrats and Republicans in a meeting with Trump for partisan. I just want you to get the toxic, never-Trumper nonsense that we have to deal with, which is hampering this administration. So in the communications team, you've got at least one or two people that don't like Kelly Sadler because she's a true believer. They don't like Kelly Sadler because she's unbelievably competent. They don't like Kelly Sadler because she's not part of the RNC swamp operative network. They don't like Kelly Sadler because she's really good at her job. They just don't like her because she is a Trump true believer. And they're not. And they don't even like the president they represent. So what do? They run to the Hill to their friends. Let's see who did the article. This is why you tune me in. Nobody else is going to tell you this. They run to Jonathan Easley. Happens to be a great guy. Don't blame the reporter. Jonathan is top notch. But Jonathan covers White House Communication Department. So that's what he does. Great guy, honest. So they run to Jonathan and they leak an off-the-cuff comment in a closed-door meeting. For what purpose? Why would they leak this to Jonathan Easley? Why? To harm Kelly Sadler, one of their own. This is their own communications department. So somebody leaked an off-the-cuff comment to hurt the career, ostensibly, or to drive out one of the best people in the White House staff who is a true believer in Trump's agenda. So who did this? Somebody that doesn't like Trump's agenda. Somebody who is in there to undermine Trump's agenda. Somebody who doesn't give a rat's tail about America first. Somebody who doesn't like any of these people and want them out. So in a closed-door meeting of your own team, it's not like there were 5 teams there. Communications and this and that. It was the comms team. And this gets leaked? You have got to be kidding me. And they're talking about Kelly and Sadler resigning? I tell you what, if Lewandowski was there, here's what would happen today at 7:25. He would have a meeting, and he would say, okay, I want the 12 people that were in this meeting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, who leaked this? Nobody? Really? Nobody leaked it. It just appeared up magic. This is a magic leak. Nobody leaked it. Nobody leaked this with the only purpose is to harm a person's career and to discredit Kelly Sadler because she's a true Trump believer and works her ass off in there 16, 17 hours a day. Who leaked this? Oh, you don't want to admit it? I tell you what. I'm going to put all your names in this hat, and I'm going to pick one out, and you're fired. And you know what? You can sue your pants off. I'm going to pick a name out of a hat, and you're fired. And I'm going to do this every day until everybody's fired. Or the leakers come forward, or you just resign. That's what he needs to do. That's what they need to do. That's what Sarah Huckabee needs to do. This is outrageous, what has happened. And I'm telling you, listeners, this isn't just an isolated case of somebody doesn't like Kelly. This is rampant in this town. If you work in the White House or you are a Trump supporter in the federal government, you are targeted by these operatives that don't want anything to do with this president or you. And I see it every day. And yes, I'm upset over this. I'm upset because this is one of the finest people that I've had the honor of meeting since I've been in Washington. I mean, Kelly Sadler, she's got a family. She is great. And if you took a poll right now of the surrogates that she deals with, I mean, they would die for this woman. That's how just top she is. Honest, integrity, grace, class, always available. I've called her up all hours of the night. with stuff. I've called her up in between seeing it, like on the commercial, and said, hey, they're going to this topic. Tell me in 30 seconds what you know. 10:30 p.m., she's answering the phone. Spits it out, I hang up. The woman is a machine. And she's a true believer. And so this gets leaked out. I mean, you imagine right now you're going to work. You imagine right now you're in a staff meeting with your own staff and your own people. And you're bantering about, and oh, yeah, McCain went this and that. And you're bantering around. You say, hey, he's dying anyway. That wasn't meant for, like, public consumption. That's something you might say at your kitchen table with your wife or husband. Yeah, you know, he's dying anyway. We're going to get over it. And then they leak it as if it was some kind of a crass statement with their own team. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And still the president is getting success. I got to tell you, if she's forced to resign over this, I'm going to go on the warpath. I don't really care. You know, either you stand for something in life or you don't. This is not about money. For me, this is about what do I believe in? And either you believe in people or you don't. And if she is forced to resign over this because you got backstabbed by those people, I'm going to find out who it is if it's the last thing I do, and they can drive me out of this town. I don't care. John Fredericks Radio Network. I'm fighting back. I've had enough. She got screwed. These people are weasels, and they need to be held accountable.